Hey, I'm John Hinkle, Senior Pastor of First Presbyterian Church, and I forgot to do Saturday morning preview of Sunday morning sermon. I know it's Friday, but there's Maggie. Isn't she a good girl? And there's Jake. He's such a good boy. Maggie, he's a good girl. Anyway, so we're kind of in a weird time in the life of the church liturgical calendar. We just got through the month of October where we looked at the theological understanding of the Apostles' Creed, and then we have Reformation Sunday, that last Sunday of October, and then we had All Saints Sunday, and now we find ourselves just kind of in these two Sundays in November, and then the third Sunday is Christ the King, and then we start Advent. So I never really know what to do with these last two Sundays. Do we do a series of sermons? Kind of a 3-part series. Maggie, do not eat my peanut butter sandwich. It's my peanut butter sandwich. She wants to eat it. Do not eat my peanut butter sandwich. So anyway, we're not starting a new series. We're just going to preach kind of these. Maggie, that is my sandwich. I love her, though. So anyway, we're doing this series. So I'm looking at Mark 12. That's our text. And we are going to talk about the difference between confidence and pride. We are looking at the two texts in Mark 12. One where Jesus warns us about prideful people, especially in his day and time. He was talking about the Pharisees who would come in their flowing gowns. And then he compares that immediately to the widow and her 2 coins that she gives to the temple. And so that's kind of what we're going to look at. It's really interesting. So Mark is kind of, the Gospel of Mark is I always say Mark is just the facts man. If you look at Mark compared to Luke and Matthew, the other 2 synoptic Gospels, his is a thinned down version. Mark, there's lots of things missing from Mark that are in Luke and Matthew, like the birth narrative. But that being said, there are moments when Mark slows down. And when he does so, I think it's a reason for the reader to pay attention. And he slows down in 12. So right before 12, we have Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. And for Luke and Matthew, he goes straight into the temple, but not Mark. I love how Mark says it. He looks in the temple. He kind of looks in, but it's late in the day. And he decides that he and the 12 will go back to Bethany, which is this kind of little village outside of Jerusalem. And there they will rest, or they'll spend the night. Then he goes back, meaning that Mark is being very intentional about why he goes into the temple. And it's more than just getting on to the religious elite. If you think that's all Jesus is doing, you're wrong. There's something that we all need to hear from this. Just as Jesus is speaking about people in positions of power, so we too need to listen. And so that's ultimately what we're going to talk about, this understanding the difference between confidence and pride. And interesting enough, that who knew what I was going to say about in this sermon? And that's especially true on Monday when Glenn Emery was in my men's Bible study. And I don't know why he asked the question, but he asked the question, what's the difference between confidence and pride? And as I was working on the sermon, come Wednesday afternoon, it dawned on me. That's what this is all about. This text and what we're going to talk about is the difference between confidence and pride. So I look forward to being with you. Y'all have a great day. Jake wants to say goodbye to you. Say bye, Jake. Can you say bye? Say bye, buddy. Maggie, you want to say bye? We'll see everybody later.